Well, hello there. How are we all? I don't know. I can't see who's in, but how are we? Most importantly, can you hear me? Perfect. And good morning, Doctor. I know I can tell exactly who you are. So we're going to give it a couple of minutes before we get going. And first of all, what I just want to say something. Actually, no, I'm going to wait a couple of minutes because I can. So yeah, but as I said in the message about 15 minutes ago, about 10-15 minutes ago, I will be doing double. So yes, I race on this tier. I'm going to be doing this in a non-biased way, so I will be referring to my name as Gumad instead of saying "and here I come," because saying "here I come" on a comms video is going to A, be weird, and B, just sound that. I'm going to be doing the same for Watkins Glen, and then I'm going to stop at Watkins Glen, so then I can try and get here, and then I can basically see where Moose is. If Moose hasn't come back to us, well, I say haven't come back to us, if we haven't heard from Moose, basically by Monday, Ross has said to me, and is happy for me to take over as Tier 4 comms and do Tier 4 and Tier 5 at the same time. So then I'll be basically doing both of you simultaneously. Now, having said that, being said, been a couple of minutes, so we will go through the grid. Amy's in first. Amy's season back. Welcome. In the Renault, and I just want to point something out. Last week, the Italians had a bad week. We lost Mr. Revenge and also Viking Dog. But Davey's not doing them any justice. He's on soft tyres on a wet track. Why? What? So Davey was in second. By the time he gets that start-finish straight, he's going to go from second to plumb last. Now we got Swavi in third in the Supra. We then got Moo, Moo, because we're all going through a fucking Moo phase at the moment. We've got Moo in fourth. We then have got Jin in fifth. We've got Brian's in sixth. I think it's the first time. He's definitely a reserve driver. I think it's his first reserve race in Tier 4 this season. Could be wrong. We then got this person in seventh. No, I'm joking. We then got Auto in seventh. We got Cherry in eighth in the Lamborghini. We got basically the Irish version of Banksy in ninth. We got JMS in ninth position. We got Pasty in 10th, rounding off the top 10. We got Yuri in 11th in the AMG. We got O'Leary in 12th. We then got Gunmad in 13th. We got Dr. Esty in 14th. We got Draz in 15th. And then rounding off the top 10, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name because my dyslexia is not going to let me. So I am going to say Gorgonelli. Is it Gorgonelli? I'd probably. If I mispronounce it, I apologise. I will try and pin you down at some point to try and learn how to pronounce your name correctly. But anyway, we are at Suzuka. I know we're 3 rounds behind. Let's play catch up, and we got 3, 4, 5 red lights. Revs building. Everyone's maxed out. It's a wet track, so we've got to be careful as there's a jump start on the McLaren at the back. Moves all the way up into second. Jin's in third. Swavy's in fourth. And like I said, now GTR is going to plummet down the field as Auto's made his way up to 5th position. Who's off? Who's off? Let's jump back. That was one of the... There we go. I think that might have been Jin. So everyone just in for position, trying to get past that GTR, who is on the softer compound tyre. I think it is Jin, and Jin does Jin things. Let's put it that way. Nearly collides into Gunmad and O'Leary and Draz on the rejoin. So Jin's put forward right off the back. Let me try and actually get us some good camera angles. Oh, this is a nice camera angle. So through we come. Everyone seems to currently have survived. Pasti's getting a little bit feisty. Suave is one of the Lamborghinis has just been driven wide. Mind you, it's on more the racing line in the wet condition. And there it goes. Where is he? Davey. He's not having a good lap at all, so he's now going to plummet through the back of the grid. We then got the Audi R8 all over the back of Jin, and further up ahead we've got Dr. Esti trying to go up the inside of Draz. Not quite going to work there. Howdy Banksy. Who was that? Oh, okay, let's go back and watch this again. Now it's been several weeks since this race. Alright, show off. As Draz gets it all sorts of wrong. And so does Auto. How does Auto get this wrong? Oh, he just hits his teammate. Oh! Where does Gubmad come from? Oh, that'll be why. Okay, so Draz hits Cherry and Cherry hits Gunmad, and then Gunmad just fucking annihilates Auto. And yes, we finally have an Irishman in the lead. It's not going to last. He's Irish. The Leprechaun Lock and the Leprechaun Gold's not going to last too long. So as we come around the corner, Yuri's made up a good chunk of positions. He's gone from 11th to 4th. Amy's lost first and gone down to 5th. JMS has made up places. So is Pasti. Pasti and Yuri at the moment some of the best passes on the grid. As we've got Suave versus Amy coming up to 130R. And then we've got Brian's and Gunmad as well. Brian's backs out of it. And Gunmad keeps 7th position. Amy loses 5th out to Suave. And as we come down up to the chicane for the first time, we've got Dr. Esti having a look up the inside of Brian. That's not quite going to work this time. We've got Jin in 10th, he was up in 3rd. We've got O'Leary into 11th, he's made up a couple of spots. Yeah, I'm not, I said I'm going to be non-biased, so I'm going to hold my word. Now, Davy still stays out. However, crucially, sorry Deco, it's tier 4, I'm trying to catch up. So the track's now drying. Now Davy's now going to start really reeling in the drivers. I mean, look, he's already starting to reel in Brian's, but he's got to be careful. He's got to stay on that dry line. So basically all Brian's has got to do to keep him behind is drive on the dry line. Now looking further ahead, we got let's have a little look around. We got the two teammates of Yuri and Gumad together, so maybe they're going to try and get past Amy. I think Yuri might have had a little bit of a moment. I'm not going to go back too far because I want to catch you guys up on what's been going on. So Swavi has a look around the outside of Pasty. Does the lad from Cornwall keep the position? He does. The Lamborghini keeps the position, so the Lamborghini is the meat in 8 Japanese Suprus sushi. Amy's not far behind though, as Amy just kisses the grass and keeps it going. Now, track is starting to dry. This was a wet race, so strategy will come into play a little bit as we got Resty now starting to go all over the back of Gunmad. Who's that? Was that Mo? Mo's just gone a little bit wide going onto that back straight. This is going to potentially allow Pasty to have a look up the inside of 130R. No, he's going to tuck in, stay in behind, go through 130R. As Moo goes really, really wide, Moo's decided to go and have some grass as Pasty gets the braking all sorts of wrong. There's no pasties over there, my friend. Now Slavi, he makes up a position after Mo's mistake. Amy comes in. On a sprint race, Amy comes into the pits. I think Amy's going onto the drier compound tyre and everyone else is staying out. Davey, the only soft runner at the moment, is looking up the inside of Cherry. Does he make it work? He does. Has a little bit of a nudge, and now Davey up to 11th. Now he's chasing down. He's chasing down Bryant again. Yeah, getting paid to watch this is. I wouldn't complain. Oh, who spun? Amy, what's happened? So Amy's hit the brakes on the wet part of the track and span out on top of that. She's got a 3-second time penalty from the entry, so this race has gone from bad to very much worse for her. Draz slowly starting to catch up with the rest of the grids. Cherry's still there. Auto's trying to make up for the massive shenanigans at the hairpin. First off, let's look further forward. That was a bad time to look further forward as the Audi R8 decides to go cutting grass. Oh, and then he teleports back onto the track and nearly takes out Draz in the process. Here's a good battle. We've got O'Leary versus Bryans versus Davey for 9th position, so we'll keep an eye out for that. What do you mean comms curse? I don't curse anybody. I don't know what you're talking about. So we'll keep an eye on that as SD goes a little wide. That might compromise his exit here, which might give O'Leary the nice toe. Speaking of O'Leary, Bryans goes really wide, so now Davey goes straight on through. So Davey up to 10th, Bryans down to 11th. We'll jump through the rest of the grid quick as Jin's now down to 7th, Gunmad's up to 6th, Mo's up to down to 5th, and Yuri's back up to 4th. So spicing up near the front. Anybody pit? Swavi pits. So does Mo. So the two Supras are doing the same strategy. Who else pits? Does anybody else come in? Oh, who spun? I saw that. What happened here? The Audi R8 coming into 130R, tap of the brakes, just loses the rear. Oh, big damage. Yeah, it's not a fun place to lose the rear, I can tell you now. Well, you can see it. O'Brien's also comes into the pits as well. So Auto was something like 3rd or 4th, now up to 9th due to people pitting. Tokyo Drift, yes. Shame some of these cars can't drift that well. So O'Leary up to 7th, Dr. Esti up to 6th, Jin up to 5th, Gunmad up to 4th, Yuri up to 3rd. Great start from Yuri. Pasty up to 2nd, and JMS at the moment in the lead. Doing a good job of keeping the lead. He's built a bit of a gap. So what we will do is we will watch out, I believe. So Pasty goes around, so does Yuri and Gunmar, the two AMGs. Look like they're working together, trying to hunt down the top positions. We then got Jin, followed by SD and Davey. Davey making up some... How did Davey make up all those spots? Sorry, I just want to go back because... Hold on. Last time, like I said, last time I checked, Davey was a little bit lower down. So Davey getting a much better exit, much more speed, carrying so much more speed around the corner, straight up the inside, cleanly past O'Leary. So a good move from Davey. Now starting second, now 7th up as we're halfway through. A few of the drivers going onto the wet side of the track, trying to get some trying to cool down their tyres. Sorry as I make a hash of the camera angles, as now we got Auto that's gone past O'Leary as well. We then got Davey all over the back of it. SD trying to go up the inside. You've got to be careful because the track can be a little bit damp. SD defends the inside. Shows Davey the curb, which is going to be all wet and damp, so that's going to ruin his momentum and not exactly give him the best grip, but he makes it work. Jin, looks like Jin's got a horrible exit. So SD and Davey now trying to chase down Jin for 5th position. And someone else has spun out just by the bridge again. I'm not going to jump back and watch because we're watching an interesting battle at the moment. Okay, let's go back and watch. Davey gets an absolutely fantastic exit. Goes up to 6th around the outside. SD just touches the water. Ah, that's unlucky. So Davey gets 2 for the price of 1. So does Auto. Auto gets 2 for the price of 1. Jin's still trying to sort himself out. As he... Oh my god, Jin. Jin's having an absolute mare. So he nearly clattered into O'Leary, which you can't really blame him because he can't see. He's slightly overdone it, nearly taken out somebody else, and then he gets taken out by Cherry. And Rua's Cherry's race has now got damage as well. So O'Leary comes into pit. What does Jin do? Does Jin stay out? Jin stays out. A Dutchman annihilating a German. Well, you could say revenge is sweet, but I'll gloss over that. We'll gloss over that for a bit. So Draz now up to 8th. Dr. SD, excuse me, up in 7th. Davey up into 5th. So Davey is going to be the one to watch, I think. Got him in 4th. We got Yuri passing Pasty into 2nd position, and here comes the rain. Here comes the rain in the sprint as we're in lap 5. So people who've just stopped for the softs and they're going to have to stop again. So Yuri, Pasty, and Gunmad are all going to be battling out, and Auto's already gotten past Davey. So Davey's charge has now come to a complete halt and a complete end. So we still got Pasty trying to... We got JMS way out front, but his tyres are cooked. Although they're going to start stretching out their length now. So Yuri in 2nd. Starting to build a gap to Pasty, who's in 3rd. And oh my god, the tyre difference. Pasty's rear tyres are not looking good compared to the 2 AMGs. So Gunmad could reel him in. I'm going to stay on board with Gunmad for just a moment. I'm just looking at the exit that Gunmad got compared to Pasty. I think a move's coming up. I'll keep an eye out on the rest of the leaderboard as well. Yuri's already pieced the scene. Gunmad has a look, pulls back in, takes a lot of inside curve, dives down the inside. Does he make it work this time? No, he backs out of it. Doesn't. As we accelerate down the corner, down the hill around the final corner, down the lot, start finish straight, going up to turn 1. Completely unmatched, yeah. I think both Italian cars are like it, because there goes Pasti. Pasti just does not make the corner, can't get the car stopped, can't get the car to turn. So Gomad goes straight up through, and he started down in 13th, he's now in 3rd, Pasti's in 4th, Auto's starting to make up some ground as well. Dr. Esty in 6th, Draz was in 7th, he's now sideways, being nice and patient, waiting for Cherry to go past, but to be fair, you probably could have gone, because now you just made it worse. You could have just driven forward, handbrake turn and carried on, but anyway. So, Savvy has got front bumper damage. Where did you get that from? Ooh, that'll be where. So, Savvy's tried to get himself into the pits. That hasn't quite worked, as we got Jin having a look up the inside, overtaking it before we hit turn 1. I think he's okay because of the yellow flag. No, he's not. He way too overcooked that. Jin doesn't know what the brake pedal is. Both 4 GT drivers have no idea what the brake pedal is. So Savvy keeps his 9th, Davey up to 8th, who's now on fresh set of softs. Cherry's in 7th, Dr. Esty's in 6th, and then we got Pasti, Auto, Pasti, Gunmad, Yuri and JMS. Let's jump forward actually, because I think, yeah, Yuri's caught right up to the back of JMS. Look at JMS's rear tyres. He's going to be finding out a lot of these corners very, very tricky indeed. Let's just watch. Yeah, there we go. He's got absolutely no rear grip. He's spending more time fighting the car than he is going in a straight line. I mean, look at Yuri. He's just taken all that time out of JMS with 2 to go. Yeah, it never rains in the US, does it? Well, and then a hurricane goes through and they get 18-foot floods. Speaking of 18-foot floods, what happened to JMS? Has got absolutely no rear left as Yuri just gives him a little bit of a nudge. I don't think he was expecting JMS to slow down that much, and JMS is spending so much time fighting that car, and here comes the rain again. Gunmad's all over the back of JMS already. They're trying to go around the outside. JMS is trying to get... No, he's going to carry on. So JMS is going to carry on, yet he can't keep it in a straight line. So we now have... Yeah. So we know... Yeah, GTs don't think when it rains, to be honest. So we now have a AMG 1-2 with JMS in 3rd, who was doing such a good job. He's now got no rear tyres at all. I mean, just look at the difference in tyres there. We then got Auto in 4th, rapidly closing in on JMS. We got Dr. Esty in 5th, doing the same. Cherry in 6th, Divi in 7th. We're now in borderline wet conditions, and he's still on softs. We got Jin in 8th position. We then got Dr. Esty in 9th. We got Pasti in 10th in the pits. Swavi in the pits as well. Moo. What does Moo do? Moo comes into the pits, but he's on inters. Okay. Amy's on the softs, coming through 130R. She was in 1st, and now she's down all the way down in 13th after having a really under. Okay. Let's just watch Mrs. Powers. There we go, there's a turn. Good job. So, Ryan's has got himself a 2-second penalty. Amy's on the softs with damage and going to pit. We then got O'Leary also on the softs, and we then got the Audi R8 on a fresh set of inters, now starting to catch up. So Yuri and Gomad very much in control of this race. JMS still in 3rd position. I'm going to flick through because I see a big cluster of cars here. Whoa. Where in the hell did you get one of those? We last saw you here. Did you get a penalty from that? Wow. That's harsh. That is actually really harsh. Have a little look. I think Dr. SD versus Auto is going to be the battle to watch for the moment, because Auto seems to be going really slowly. Well, I say really slowly, he's not. He's just... Dr. SD seems to have just been a little bit quick. So, JMS is all sorts of sideways. Through goes Auto. Through goes Dr. SD. JMS, I think, is just trying to get out the way at this point. Let's just keep an eye on this battle here, because I'm looking at the mini map, and there's another battle potentially going on. Let's flick back and have a little look. Yes, it's the four GTs as JMS comes into the pits. 2-4 GTs, nothing's going to happen there as Dr. SD versus Auto for third position. Is Auto going to hold on to third, or is SD going to take it? Let's watch both drivers kiss the AstroTurf on entry as we're on the final lap of this sprint race. Go around to the right. Dr. SD's trying his best. Oh, there's a spin. Yuri! What happened to Yuri? So both AMGs going through the S's quite nice. Oh, he just drops on the white line. Keeps it out the wall. We did keep out the wall initially. So Gomad goes through to lead this sprint race on the last lap of the race. Yuri starts going. Can Auto and Dr. SD potentially catch up and try and capitalise on Yuri's big mistake effectively? Because yeah, you did miss the pits as the previous lap as Dr. SD doesn't know what track limits is. Does he get a penalty, or does he get away with it? I think he gets away with it. I also think Yuri got away with that slide because Auto's not been able to really catch up with him. So I think Yuri's gotten away with daylight murder here. Dr. SD still in fourth. I'm having a look for a quick battle for you guys. JMS finally on clean tyres. As we got Draz and Jin still battling it out. We got Pasty in the background coming charging in. As we got a spin. We got another spin. Is that how I think it is? It is the Audi R8 that's had a little spin. As the blue flags are showing, which tells me that Gumad has had started in 13th. He's come around out the final chicane, nice and steady around the last corner as he comes through to win the sprint race. Here at Suzuka, we then got Yuri, who comes around down in second to make it an AMG 1-2. We got Auto in third, Dr. ST in fourth. We've got Cherry coming around to bring it in home fifth position, so a good race from him. We got JMS, who was leading for pretty much this whole race, comes around the final corner for sixth position. We then got Jin versus Draz still going on. Well, I say not Jin versus Draz, it's now a drag race for... Oh. We then got a drag race between the Lamborghini and Draz, and Pasty just takes it from Draz. So the Lamborghini is to meet in the American Sandwich. We've got Suavi come over in 10th position. We then got Davey, who's still on the set of soft tyres. I don't think was the right shout for this race, as he comes over the grid, started second, finishes in 11th. Stupid camera angles. We then got Moo, who's started like 4th or 5th, he's now 12th, so race to kind of forget a little bit for some of these drivers. As we then have Brian's, who comes around the last corner for 13th position. We then got Amy coming around again the last corner on the correct tyres this time. Started in pole, was now unfortunately down to 14th after having not the best of races. I think another race, sprint race to forget about. We got O'Leary on the wets. Interesting choice, as O'Leary comes through in 15th position. And then we got the Audi R8 carrying down to 130R for the final time before we go to the feature. So I'm just spending the time to catch up whilst I can on various bits and bobs. And here he comes for the final time. Here comes the Audi R8 around the last corner and over the start finish line. So, good race from Tier 4. A few instances. But, to be honest, I'm not going to go through the stewards' reports and try and find it because I can't be asked. Kind of. Right, I need that one. Perk of having the save replays myself, I don't need to find them. I can just load them. I don't need to download. Nothing, just straight away. It's bliss. Until the PS4 doesn't work. So, as I said in Tier 5 when I did this weeks ago, you can't really put a strategy on a wet race. You've kind of just got to go and see. I cut off hand from my torpedo engine. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Jin's back arse does look quite appealing, so I can't blame you for torpedoing Jin. 2 seconds. Radio. I don't blame you. Right, so let's see. Why do I see a blue flag? Who's got blue flags already? Okay, it is what it is. Right, so, huh? What? That makes sense. Right, so Swavi has got himself a gigantic lead. He's already doing 100 mile an hour in fourth gear as everyone else is doing half that speed. So Swavi has got himself a gigantic lead because the whole game has... Yeah, I was just thinking that because I saw blue flags and I was like, hang on a minute, what do you mean blue flags? And then I just twigged. So, Swavi has hacked the game. He's gone kazoo, and he's quite literally using all the Supra's 2JZ power to disappear. We then got Draz in second, Pasty in third, Jin in fourth. I don't even know with them. I think JMS in fifth, then Cherry in sixth, yeah, Dr. Esty in seventh, Otto in eighth, Yuri in ninth, Gunmad in 10th, ooh, nice looking bonnet, Davy in 11th, on the correct tyre this time. We got Moo in 12th, we then got Ryan's in 13th, we got Amy in 14th, we got O'Leary in 15th, and then we got the Audi R8 of... I'm just going to put the Audi R8 just so I don't mispronounce the word and get something wrong in 15th. So, I just want to highlight how unfair this is, because he's already flat out whilst we're only just starting to go. So Swavi's got himself a huge advantage, which I'm surprised wasn't picked up on. So let's watch the rest of the grid as we come through. The grid's patched. Dr. Estes trying to have a look at Cherry already. Both AMGs are a little bit slow off the mark. Gap's starting to form up. Well, mainly because Gunman, I don't think it's been quite as quick off the mark this time. I want to jump forward and see. Yeah, so Swavi's lead's already kind of shrunk a little bit. Draz is there. He nearly wasn't. As here comes Pasty. Pasty wants to have a look. He's not going to have... It's a bit too far back this time. JMS comes around the corner. Okay, let's jump back a second because I want to see this. So Jin tries to go around. Jin tries to hold off JMS around the outside. Now JMS takes a position. Cherry tries to go around the outside of Jin. Jin kind of sort of being hung out to dry a little bit. So Jin is ahead at the moment. Looks like Yuri gets a really good run on to Auto. Jin sort of being forced out wide and a little bit of lag. I think it might be my side. Nothing to be too worried about at the moment. Everybody seems to be alive. Auto still in 8th. Cherry and Dr. Estes still tussling and fighting for positions. The two Ford GTs are back together again. As Dr. Estes goes up the hill, and not quite this time, as Jin does not know what a brake pedal is at all. As everybody's tossing for position, Gunmad tries to go down the outside of his teammate further back. Grimes is now getting involved. He's up to 9th. Moves now up to 11. Gunmad's now dropped 2 spots and down to 12th. And Davy's even further, gone back a couple more spots. It is all kicking off here. So I'm going to stop multitasking because this ain't going to work right with what's happening. So Dr. Estes got hold of 6th position. Jin's still in 7th. Auto just about holding on to 8th. Brian's in 9th. Moves in 10th. Yuri's now down to 11th. Amy's up to 12th. Davy's up to 13th. Gunmad's now dropped down to 14th. So something's happened to him, I think. What do you mean I think? I fucking know. Let me, whilst I've got a moment of peace and quiet, let's jump forward a couple of cars again because I want to try and get the stream back up on my phone since my phone's just crashed. There we go. Maybe please show a partnership. This isn't a paid partnership as we got right now. I'm paying attention. We got Auto versus Briars. So who goes off wide? Jin goes off wide. So Auto goes up the inside of Brian's. Does he go up the inside of Jin? There's a little bit of touch. Jin's off into the grass. Oh, there's 2 cars off. Is there 3? There's 3 cars off. Right, so this was reported to the stewards. So here comes Yuri. Yuri's just gives Jin the lightest of touches. Off goes Jin, who collects Auto for the 2nd time. Why is it with Jin's arse at the moment? Everybody loves Jin's arse when it's on a wet, moist track, and Moo just drops it himself. Moo just decides to go for to cut grass and eat some grass for some lunch. What's happened to Gunmad? Oh dear. That's not good. Just has a snap on the entry and just goes a little bit wide because of it. So Gunmad now down the race winner on the sprint all the way down in 16th. That's can he everybody does love Jin's moist arse, alright? There's nothing wrong with a good moist arse, as they giggly. Anyway, now this crash has happened, and now all that's happened, and out the way. Davey's up to 9th position, Yuri's up to 8th. Gunmad makes up a spot on Jin, so Jin is now behind Gunmad, so Gunmad's now going to try and chase down Auto and start making his way back through the field, as everybody who's just been hit off or made a mistake is now going to try and chase their way back through. Amy's up to 10th, Davy's up to 9th. Brian's has decided to go a little bit wide, so Yuri might be able to capitalise on this. Let's wait and see, as it is currently not raining out there as well. ALR for everybody, exactly. So Yuri's not able to make anything work this time. Well, actually, let's see what happened. So it was 3 cars that went in and only 2 came out. What happened here? He just really outbroke himself, as Brian's has outbroke himself a little bit as well. Brian's all over the back. Yuri's all over the back of Brian. Does he make the move work? Let's actually jump on board because the camera angles are terrible. Yuri goes for the wetter line to try and cool down his tyres. Comes back onto the dry stuff. Doesn't make a move into turn 1. Stays behind for the moment. Has jumped forward a couple of spots. We got Cherry versus Draz. So let's see what Cherry can do versus Draz. Who's in the pits? Jin's in the pits. Why is it? Okay. So Jin's in the pits. Swavy's up into 1st position. Pasty's in 2nd. JMS is in 3rd. All 3 of their tyres starting to get cooked a little bit. Draz is in 4th. Still defending from Cherry in 5th. We'll stick with this battle for now, as Draz goes a little wide, allowing Cherry straight up the inside. Does he make the move? He does make the move. Stick by the 2nd corner. So we go under the bridge. So Cherry in 4th, Draz in 5th. Dr. Eston in 6th, and his tyres are cooked as well. At the moment, it doesn't really look like anybody's time managing as we go a bit further in the background. As we've got Amy up the inside or defending the inside on Davy. So good move. Good defensive move from Amy. Is further back. We got Gumad trying to go around the outside of Illyri. Illyri gets it a little bit wrong. So through goes Gumad around the outside of Illyri. Now trying to chase down Auto. Let's jump back forward as we got Davey versus Amy, as Amy, I'm guessing from the spraying, just how Davey had nobody in front of him, went really wide. So Amy now going to try and stick on the back of Davey and try and catch up and stick with him as long as possible. Right, let's jump forward and find a battle. I think there's one up here. Pasty's coming in. So, JMS is going to try and chase down Swavi. Judging by JMS's rear tyres, I'm not sure, but it's starting to rain. So the people who have just pitted for slicks are now really going to be kicking themselves. So Dr. Esty dropped right off the back of Draz, is now in the clutches of Brian's in the McLaren and Yuri in the AMG. As we got a bit further, oh dear. So Amy has got very, very little tyre left. As she comes around turn 2, does she keep it? No, unfortunately she doesn't. It keeps it out the wall. That's good, and that's quite good. So this allows her teammate through. Here comes Pasty, who's just come out of the pits. Goes past Amy as well. Where's Gunmad? Gunmad's just come out, and Gunmad's just come out. Gunmad's just gone down, come out the pits onto wet tyres. So's Davey, and Davey's got himself a 3-second penalty as well. Who else is? Moo's come out on wets as well. So's Illyria, and Illyria's got a 3-second penalty. And the Audi R8 driver is coming out on inters I'm just keeping it on at the moment, and Jin's coming out onto the mediums, now coming back in again. Let's have a little look for a battle. I think the battle might be here for the minute. Yeah, it's going to be here for a minute. So it is really heavy rain at the moment as we got Yuri that's dropped off the back of Bryant and Dr. Esther for a little bit. As Dr. Bryant gets all sorts of sideways. Does he collect Yuri on the way through? No. He leaves Yuri just enough space to get by. So Yuri now up to 6th. Dr. Esther's got about a second or so to breathe. It probably won't be for long, as his tyres, they're about the same as the drivers around him. So, SD, can he make that Corvette work, and can he make the straight line speed of that Corvette work for him? Ooh, excuse me. SD go really using all the track and just a little bit more. So Yuri defending from Brian's a little bit. So JMS is in, Cherry is in, Dr. Esty span out. I was saying I missed. Raz is also in. Yuri's in, Brian's is in. I want to go back and watch this. Oh, that's not going to work. So Dr. Esty just drops it on himself and drops it again. Into oncoming. Oh, that was close. He got lucky that he ghosted there. So Auto and Pasty stay out. SD comes in. What does Amy do? Amy comes in. Does Go Mad come in, or does he stay out? Stays out. So Go Mad stays out on the wets, which might be a bad idea, might be a good idea, I don't know. So where does everybody come out? So Yuri's now out on the wets, so Brian's is out on the inters, and Gomad's just turning into turn 1 now. So Gomad's made up a couple of spots in the moment, and here comes more rain. Who's that in the back? Amy's got another penalty. Oh, Amy's not having a good race at all. Let's jump forward as we got a couple of battles coming up. Just keep an eye out. I'm watching the mini map like a hawk's in. If anybody's spinning out or jiggling around, I want to jump forward a little bit more because we got JMS versus Auto. This will be a battle worth watching. This is a battle worth watching as both drivers nearly lose it on the curbs. So JMS gets the better exit. Goes up the inside, and I think he keeps the position, providing both drivers can get it stopped. They can. Auto tries to go around the outside. He can make it work. Nearly made it work. Auto has just got the better exit. Now Yuri has managed. Well, how did Yuri get past those two? So Draz is a little bit ahead. That'll do it. Careful on the rejoin. Good lad. So Yuri goes up the inside of Draz after Draz has made a little bit of an error. So Draz has now dropped down a position. Yuri's made one. Brian's is still there, still trying his best, and Gomad's still sticking with him. So this will be potentially a good battle to watch once they close up. Auto, what's happened to Auto? So Auto is with his highway maintenance flashing lights on as we go round the right-hander, and he just drops it himself. He just does not have the rear grip. Oh, he nearly collects Jerry. Very, very close, and very, very nearly collects Jerry. Oh, this Draz has a moment as well in the background. And here comes Gumad. Can Gumad capitalise? He has a look up the inside. He gets Auto. Draz has gone off wide. Gumad gets Draz as well. But Draz has just come back on the circuit. Does Draz get the exit? He's after. Not quite, so it's now a drag race between Gumad and Brian's. It's going to be who's bravest on the brakes. Gomad, I think, just about sneaks ahead at the moment. It's going to be... He does. Gomad manages to grab 2 or 3 spots for very, very easily. I say very, very easily, not very easily. He had to fight a little bit for one of them, but he manages to grab 2 or 3 spots quite efficiently. So Bryce is now down to 7th, Draz now down to 8th, Auto all the way down to 9th. Is he going to come in and stay? He's staying out. Suave is in the pits as well. Where did he come out in comparison? Comes out in 7th, just ahead of Draz. So Savvy could potentially go to the end. Now this heavier range potentially could favour Gomad on the wet tyres instead of the inters. I'll have to keep an eye out. So I know I'm flicking quite a bit. I might stay here for a bit. So Brian's defending from Suave as Suave tries to go around the outside. Doesn't make it work. Slots him behind. Now he tries the inside. Brian shuts that door. But these drivers got to be careful because Draz is right there as well. As Brian gets a little squiggly as we come out of sector 1 into sector 2 and just go straight up the inside. Who's that in the background? Is that Auto? Auto's gone around again. Just doing Auto things. As Brian's doesn't get the exit he wants either coming out of the second right-hander. Draz goes up the inside on the kink. Doesn't make it work this time. There's a wave break up for the hairpin. Bryant has the inside, keeps the line, keeps the momentum and shuts the door and the switchback on Draz. So Draz is going to have to try again elsewhere. Now Bryant has got the exit. He's now starting to reel in Suave just a little bit. Gets a little squiggly on the brakes. Managed to get it stopped though. But here comes Davy. Davy's coming up as well as Moo. So Moo's now all over the back of Draz. So 2 Supras trying to work together to go through the field. As Moo decides to do some Tokyo drifting and showing off in a very good fashion, may I just say. Keeping it on the track at the moment. Draz doing a good job as well, keeping it where he should be, although here comes Brian's. Let's jump back and watch that again. So Brian's is all over the back of that Supra, so we'll stick on board for a minute. Yeah, Bryce just gets a lot more grip and a lot better exit than Suave, so a good move from Bryant as he takes over 6th position from Suave. As they go charging down into turn 1, does Suave respond? Again, it is starting to rain quite a lot as you can see, so the moisture meter down the bottom left is going to start rising, but it's also going to start to fall away a little bit. This is still probably intermediate territory, but the wets are probably usable. Not probably the quickest tyre though. So Moo in the background drifting, showing off all his skills out driving sideways, and Suave just throws it up the inside of Brian's. Good move from Suave, nice and clean. I wasn't sure, don't think Brian's was expecting it by the way he was driving, and Brian's just tried to respond, can't get a response this time. Does he have a look here? No, all drivers keep it on the track, they do. So Draz now getting the better exit on Brian. So Draz goes up the inside for the kink, holds the spot. Does he manage to get it stop? He just about gets it to stop. Oh, okay, there's a lot of magic bar. Okay, we need to stop. Let's go back. Let's go back and try this again, shall we? There's a little bit of a nudge from Draz. So there's a little bit of a nudge from Draz to Swavi. Brian's, I think, gets a nudge from Moo. Yeah, there's a little bit of a nudge. Everybody just sort of hits each other and starts slowing down. So Brian's is now back up ahead of Swavi due to being helped a lot by both Draz and, funny enough, Swavi's teammate Moo. Moo's shown the grass by Swavi as he's very nearly sideways, and here comes Davey, who's trying to collect the scraps as Moo goes wide. Davey says thank you very much, I'm going through. A lot of drivers are sideways, a lot of drivers can't keep it in a straight line. Brighton's is now trying to disappear. Draz is trying to take up 7th position away from Swavi. Everybody's clean through 130R. We're going to have any moves or anybody having a look at a move here. Let's stick on board because the camera angles here are terrible. As Cherry comes into the pits. So does Yuri, so does Gunmad. So are these, I think these drivers they're going to come out behind this lot. Oh, wrong button. That's the button I'm after. So Brian's now up to 3rd, Swavi's in 4th, Draz is in 5th. Nobody has a roll. Davey nearly has a look, and Davey nearly very much takes Draz out. So Davey outbreaks himself. Now's really off the back of the pack. Moo's trying to capitalise. Can't capitalise, he can't get the car in working order. So Davey doing a good job at defending. Moo's trying to find the longer way around. Can't get the switchback he wants. Further up ahead we got Draz going up the inside of Swavi where Swavi went up the inside of Brian's just a lap ago. Can Swavi get the switchback in the exit? He can. Draz can't keep the car straight at the moment. Davey's keeping the head, just about keeping the head and Moo. This is brilliant to watch. I never realised this was going on. So we got Auto versus O'Leary as well. We got Cherry that's got a 3-second penalty, closely followed by Yuri, followed by Dr. SD, and Gunmad's just keeping up with them as well. So we got this battle to keep an eye out for as well, but I'm more interested in this one. Because this one's got a lot more involved at the moment, as Davey's sideways coming around this long right-hander. Moo's now dropped off the back of this pack. Does Davey have a look at Draz? Does he have a look at the switchback or throw it down the inside? No, he wants to set himself up. Get set up for this long straight. Gently on the power, not too much. Good. As further up ahead, I've got 2 battles, I need two screens here. So Swavi gets the better exit on Brian's. He's up the inside, does the move before 130R. Is Brian's going to respond? So Draz holding on through 130R. Brian's, I think, is too far back to respond. Davey, does Davey attack into this chicane? No. But all 5 of these drivers are together again. There's someone who's sideways. I'm going to try quickly. Who's sideways? Oh. It is our friend from Turkey who is sideways, unfortunately. So this group, Cherry has dropped right off the back of this pack. Gunman's now catching up to Dr. SD, who's been passed by Yuri. So there is potential work to be done on that side. Auto and O'Leary are still at it. Moose drops right off the back. Davey's still chasing Draz. As going forward, we've got JMS in 2nd and Passy in 1st, which I know I don't have much screen time, but at the moment it's a little bit boring over there. But this is more interesting. Anyway, Davey in 6th, still chasing down Draz, just about keeping the car all squared away. So Draz not getting quite as good of an exit as he could have. Davey's going to try and go up the inside. Has a look. Doesn't make it work. All sorts of sideways. Just about gets it stopped. Brian's, I think, had a bit of a problem as well, because he's now dropped right off the back. Oh, excuse me. Actually, yeah, let's have a look here. He's just like F1, I know. As we got moved sideways. Alright, fair play. Moo's car control was actually pretty good here. Fair play. He was sideways throughout most of that corner and he kept it. Just further forward, we got these three drivers all clumped together, so Moo's off the track again. Is this gonna allow Auto straight at the inside? It is, but Auto's still on the tyres he started with. O'Leary's now going to go through as well. Let's jump back forward again as Draz goes up the end. Okay, but we're going to roll back a second. How does this pan out? Draz goes up the inside of Brian's at 130R, gets the move done through the corner. So fantastic move from Draz as we got Brian's in the background. Does he respond going into the chicane? He tries to respond, can't get quite alongside enough. I think Draz goes off. If I look at the minimap, then he went off. Oh, just about kept it on the track by his skin of his teeth. It's compromised his exit just a little bit, so are these two drivers behind him going to try and capitalise? Rice is deep in the slipstream. Is he going to try and make a move into turn one? Davy's still there as well. Can't go too hot. Davy's trying, he's going to try and go around the outside, he's trying to find a little bit extra grip. As we go through turn 3, and turn 4, potentially looking at setting somebody up for a switchback. Someone's just stopped in the pits, 2 people have stopped in the pits, we'll come to that in just a moment. This is at the moment some people's favourite move spots first here, I think. Right, we're okay for a minute. Who stopped? Yuri stopped and got himself a 3-second penalty, and so's Gumad. Right, so Gumad and Yuri have both gone onto the slicks. I think they're the only and Moo. So those 3 are the only drivers to my knowledge. Auto. What's going on here, buddy? Yeah, that do it. That do it. So, Auto, no tyres at all. O'Leary's in a similar spot. I want to know what's going on up here. What's going on up ahead? Who had a moment? Funny enough. Yep. Good. You know what's funny? Quackhouse in the Ferrari 458 had the exact same moment in the exact same place, but he had it multiple times. I'll show you that nice person. This is what you missed. There you go. There you go, Deco. That's what you missed. So, JMS does not know what the racing track is, and doesn't know where it starts and ends. Davey doesn't know either, because Davey's just hit Brian, who's hit Draz in response. Brian's now capitalises on Davey's mistake, and overtakes Draz. So, Brian's up to 4th, Draz down to 5th. And Davey's still in 6th, still chasing down these guys. And potentially trying to look at passing. We're only at half distance though. Ooh, I see a spinning top. Sorry, I just spotted a sprint. Yeah. Auto's having a great day. Both Renaults, I think, are having a great day. So, here comes Yuri up the inside of Auto with his 3-second penalty. So Auto's going to go through. Moo's just coming up. He's got damage. He's got wheel damage. Oh, both of them both Gumad and Moo make a mistake. Gumad can capture and capitalise though, but there goes through goes Amy. As Auto comes off again. Does he nearly collect his teammate? Oh, very nearly collects his teammate. Oh, he very nearly collects Gumad as well. So Pasty's in. JMS is in. Okay, what was going on here? Okay, I think Gunmad just tapped also there, which is why he's slowed down. But Auto's not having a good time at all. His tyres are dead, so Moo's now just gone charging straight through. So Gunmad's now got to try and chase down Moo again. Auto dead or alive, synchronized spinning. Yeah, I know. Hey, if I'm going to I won't say inside. If I'm going to give bans to other people, I'm going to very much give it to myself as well. So let's have a look for another battle, which is going to be up here. So Davy's now up to 6th. Dries has pitted and come out on the mediums. So is Davy. JMS is now going to be Davy's next target, and Brian's has got himself a 3-second time penalty, and he's come out on inters. Yet everybody else around him is on 6. There goes JMS out around the outside. Does he hit? Ooh. There goes an ALR. Yeah, I'm not going to give him. I'm not going to give him that. I'm going to give him a little bit of dignity. It was his debut. So Davey on the mediums, Brian's on the inters with a 3-second penalty. So Davey's going to try and make easy work of this. We'll stick with Davey for a minute. He's tucked right up on the back of Brian's. How's Brian's tyres? Brian's tyres are starting to get cooked. There we go. Davey's managed to stop trying to get the switch back. I think they are not quite side by side, but there goes the penalty. So Davey's now up to 4th. Ryan's up to 5th. Here comes Cherry on the set of old inters. Gets past Brian's before 130R. So good move from Cherry, although he's got to pit. So he's got to pit soon. He's got half a fuel tanky, but I don't know. He's got to change his tyres at some point anyway. So Swavi comes into the pits. Brian looks for the switch back, and here comes Cherry. Cherry's coming into the pit, so this is now going to release Brian's. Drives up into 6th, Yuri up into 8th. Dr. Esty into 9th, O'Leary into 10th, now 9th because Dr. Esty can't drive a car at the moment. What's happened to Moo? What happened here? So, Gunmad caught right up to the back of Moo. They both just catch a little bit of the wet stuff on the outside. Gunmad, I think, does a bit of a better job than Moo to control it. So, Gunmad goes through to 11th. Moo now drops down to 12th. Amy's on softs, and he's going to try and start catching up a little bit. Let's stick with Gunmad for just a moment to see if anything happens. Right. Let's flick through and try and find us a battle, shall we? O'Leary's on the inters. Why are you on inters? Why? The track's bone dry. So Cherry onto the softs. Yuri still going on the intermediates. Purple sector 1 from Yuri. So potential fastest lap coming to Yuri's way. He makes it past where he span out previously. As we got the RDR8 spinning out again. Let's just have a little look through. So Davy's already caught up to the back of JMS, who's decided that AstroTurf, gravel and grass is more his cup of tea than tarmac. So Davy's just got an easy second place. He's on the charge to Pasty, who's now got some work on his hands. So the Audi R8 driver, who is now on the hard tyres, struggling a little bit. Yeah, it's a scenic route. It's the very scenic route. So let me jump over to... This move's got back in front of Gunmad again, so there's going to be a potential battle coming up for these two. Someone's just spun out a bit further back. Who's that? Ah, it's Jin. What's happened? How did you get so much damage? Yeah, that'd do it. That'd do it. So Yuri coming up to lap. Whoa. Yeah, Yuri's flashing the lights, and I don't blame him. So blue flags are out, and the R8 driver's not. Whoa! Okay. I'm not a steward, but interesting. That's all I'm going to say. Interesting. That was a proper manly spin, I know. That, however, was... yeah, I think there's a little bit of heat coming out of that cockpit now. There's someone in the background... Right, foreground. It's Yuri. Again. What happened? Even this I don't think I knew about. And I'm in his teammate. So, he just sticks it on the curb. So Yuri's lap's gone from bad to very much worse. And here comes his teammate. So Yuri just about starting to recover. As we got a battle between O'Leary and Amy. Let's see how this goes in the next couple of corners. I think it's going to be our closest battle at the moment. So Amy has a look up the inside, gets the better exit, goes through the key. Yeah, moved on. Although O'Leary's not done, tries to have a look at the inside, thinks twice of it. Both drivers are not having the best of times here. So's Moo. Moo's had a massive problem because he was fighting with Gunmad and now he's dropped all the way back down. Boys, what did I just witness? So we've got Auto versus Jin, that's never... Okay, what? So Auto's on the softs, Jin's on the mediums, two different tyre... Jin just gets a little bit wide. Oh, boys. Auto's waiting. Well, he would, but... Does Jin get out the way? He does, so Pasty goes through. Davy's not far behind him at all. Davy's reeled that gap into Pasty quite a lot. So we will watch this gap as it unfolds. Here comes JMS in third position, so good race from him at the moment. Jin's just getting right out the way as he decides to go on the gravel. And now he's deciding to spin. He's now decided to spin around. I just saw that on the mini-map. Here comes his teammate in 4th position. I tell you what, this must be a really, really low blow if you get lapped by a teammate. So, Suavi's in 5th. Draz is in 4th. Can Suavi make anything of the next lap or so to try and catch up with the Ford GT driver? Let's jump for... Ooh, I missed it. Let's go back a couple of... So what happens? They're looking okay. Oh, he just understeers. Just understeers wide. And there it is. The move from the lead. So Davi's basically gone from near the back of the grid at one point, or plumb last at one point, to first. So it's a fantastic drive from him through the field. As Suavi behind gets that corner all sorts of wrong. So this is going to allow Draz a little bit of breathing room to potentially go and chase down. Yeah, potentially chase down his teammate and unfortunately lap him. We got Cherry in 6th, all on his own son. We got Brian's in 7th, again all on his own son. We then got Dr. SD in 8th, with Gunmad in 9th. Very much in hot pursuit. And they're doing up to similar lap times. So, keep an eye out on that gap. What's going on up here? Okay, sorry, I thought these two were closer, and they actually are. Not really much going on. Let's flick through. Okay, the Audi R8 driver is 2 laps down, which is very unfortunate. Jim's just going through turn 1 and 2 now. Are they a bit closer together? They are. Sorry for flicking around so much, I'm just trying to find the battles. So we'll stick with this one for a little bit. Draz still holding 4th. Suavi's trying to close the gap, understeering a little bit, maybe pushing the tyres a bit too hard. Push it too much. As we got 5 more laps left of this race as Jin. Any fun? Oh, Jin. Jin's not had a good race at all. Speaking of not having a good race, Dr. SD has lost 2 seconds to Gunmad on that previous lap. So let's see, can Gunmad make any sort of move? So we've got another yellow flag up ahead. So they're overtaking under yellows. Why is there a yellow? There's Jin's on the inside. I mean, it's a good way to get out the way. I think from the looks of things it has just cost. Yeah, I mean, it's why we call him Jim Moo now. Because he's always cutting grass. So, JMS and Pasty into the pits. Is this going to allow Draz to potentially jump them and Suavi? Yes, it will. Tyres have only just gone on, they're both fueling. So Pasty's coming out with 34 litres. JMS is coming out with 30%, sorry. JMS is coming out with 38%, and there goes Cherry. So both drivers got brand new fresh set of softs on with 4 laps to go. Further up ahead, the battle for 2nd position. Excuse me. It's definitely heating up. So Draz doing everything he can to hold off Suavi in that Supra. Let's both try. Oh, that's not going to work. Oh, that might have just worked. I thought he was going to lose that. He didn't. So Draz not defending the inside, which allowing Swavi straight up the inside. Now Draz is on the slightly damper stuff, and through goes Swavi around the outside. Well, on the breaking around, swooping around the outside. So a fantastic move from Swavi for second position. We'll stay on this camera angle for just a moment. So we've got Cherry and JMS coming around the corner, followed by Pasti. Why did the camera angle change? That's better. So Pasti finds the wet line. Now here comes Brian's in seventh position. Let's try that. Let's try actually getting the correct number. Can't quite get the car turned, it seems. Dr. Estes pulled out a gap from Gunrider. I think it's just had a bit of a moment. And his teammate's just behind him. So Gunrider and Yuri first and second in the sprint race, and 10th and 9th at the moment. So they've had a bit of a challenging race. I don't think the strategy's quite worked for them this time as we jump forward a little bit. Cherry and JMS are starting to close up the gap a little bit. I just want to see what else is going on. Okay, it's a lapped car. So Swabi's pulling out a nice healthy gap to Draz. Draz is definitely dropping off. He's about 2 seconds slower that last lap. As we got Cherry versus JMS still for 4th position. Cherry's all over the road. JMS has still got the fresher tyres, so can JMS swoop it around the outside? He's going to slot in for now, stake behind. Can he make it work? Let's jump on board actually for this. This will be a bit more better than those cinematic camera angles, which are a little bit annoying at the moment. So Cherry doing just about enough to keep him there. Can JMS force the mistake from Cherry? That's a good exit from JMS. He's definitely taking about a 10th of a second. Does he get it? No, he doesn't. Sweeps it around wide, looks for the cleaner exit. That's not going to help you, JMS. That's not going to help at all. So Cherry's now going to breathe a little bit. He's going to open up a gap, but not enough of a gap to get JMS out of slipstream. That's a much better exit from JMS than Cherry, so Cherry's now definitely under threat. Slipstream's now coming into, well, been into effect for a little bit. Slipstream's now going to be helping JMS a lot more as we go through 130R. JMS is able to carry a lot more speed. Does he have a look? No, he does not have a look up the inside. I probably would have had a little look just to throw him off. But then we're two totally different drivers as Cherry gets it all sorts of wrong and in goes to the pits. So Cherry's just cost JMS probably about a second or so, because there's Pasti. So Cherry doing good teamwork, good teammate etiquette, and slowing down JMS just for a lap or so, potentially allow Pasti to catch right up. Where does Cherry come out? So there goes Dr. Esty. Well, here comes Dr. Esty, I should say, because I was going. There's Gunmad. He's way too far back to be involved with this. 2 laps to go. Cherry on the mediums. Cherry on this brand new set of softs. Dr. Esty on the medium. Sorry, so Cherry should just take off. Let's jump forward and around. Excuse me. I just want to have a little look around. Let's see if we can find a battle. I think this might be the closest one. That's O'Leary. Let's go through the grid. So we got the pink Audi R8 in 16th coming around to start lap 17. We got Jin on lap 17 struggling in that lap 4 GT. We got Auto coming out onto the softs with a 3-second penalty, who's just been lapped by 3rd position. We then got Moo in 13th, still chasing down Amy. Then to add a little bit. I think I might have had a little bit. I don't know. So Amy on the soft's going to try and take off now. Going to try and clear a gap. There's O'Leary coming around the hairpin in 10th position. Not too bad of a race from him. We then got Jin, who's not had the best of features. Both AMG drivers actually probably haven't had the best of features. Strategy's not really worked for them. We then got Gunmad in 9th with a lot more fuel than Yuri. That'll be interesting. We then got Dr. SD in 8th, who's already got about a lap and a half of fuel left. So Dr. S's going to have to fuel save like mad now, unless he comes into the... No, stays out. So he's now going to have to start fuel saving. We then got Cherry in 7th, who's in a very similar spot. Well, SD's worse actually. And then got Brian's in 6th. So we had a decent amount of fuel. We then got Pasty in 5th. Still trying to chase down JMS. And then got JMS in 4th. As he makes it through this section... He makes it through this section alive. Good. We then got Draz in 3rd, chasing down Swavy in 2nd, both pretty much identical on tyres and on fuel. And then we got Davy, however you pronounce it, in the distance in a complete different category. As the RDR8 driver spins it out and then gets reset back on track behind Davy, so there's no need to worry about that. I know I'm flicking through a lot, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to find us a battle, and I think... No. Where's Swavy? How did Draz lose so much time? That's how he lost so much time. If I was auto, would I have passed the driver in 3rd position? Probably not. Because you're going to get blue flags and you get told to slow down and move aside anyway. Or that happens. Being honest, I probably would have given the driver in 3rd a little bit of a nudge, help down the straight and use him to carry on. Who's just had a moment? Amy. You're not getting away. What did you do? Very nice spin. Very well done. You've got tons of space to move because he's pitted. You've got tons... Yeah, very nice spin. I'll give that a 7. No, I'll give that an 8. That's quite a nice one, actually. Let's just find out where Davey is. Let's try and find an actual battle. Here's one. Well, I say a battle. It's not really a battle, it's just 3 cars that are quite close. Yeah, the race can't finish quick enough for Jim. Someone in the pits, yeah, SD. SD's in the pits. So SD tried to fuel save, couldn't do it, so that promotes Gumad up to 8th, Yuri up to 9th. It's going to promote O'Leary up to 10th. Yes. Right, so can Pasty do JMS on this last lap? I don't think he can. Excuse me, unless JMS has a colossal potato moment. Who's up ahead? So we've got Draz up ahead. I mean, they've got Swavy ahead of that. But we're going to jump on board with the GTR of Davy, who has got the strategy absolutely bang on perfect. Tried to stay out of trouble, had a terrible start, but here he comes to win the feature. Excuse me. Here he comes to win the feature race here at Suzuka. In Tier 4, we then have got excuse me, Auto, who seems to be on an absolute roll at the moment. We then got Slavic, who comes around the final corner for the last time here at Suzuka. He's going to come home in second position with Auto just there with him. We then got Draz, who ran out of fuel. Oh, very nearly got overtaken by JMS, who still had some fuel. We then got Pasty in fifth. So Draz ran out of fuel probably on the line. We then got Brian's in sixth, coming around the final chicane for the last time down the hill. We then got Brian's in sixth. We got Cherry in seventh. No, scroll away. We then got Cherry in seventh. We got Gunlad coming around the final corner for the last time in eighth position. Not too bad. What's happened to Yuri? Oh, Yuri ran out of fuel. So O'Leary will pick up ninth position. Dr. Essie's going to pick up 10th. Amy's got tons of room to Amy. So Yuri had an absolute mare, ran out of fuel, trying to fuel save, and there he goes. So O'Leary gets 9th, Dr. Esty gets 10th, Yuri gets 11th after having a mare on the fuel side of things. We got Amy coming through into the final chicane for the last time. I think this will be a... Thank you, boys. This will be a race to forget, I think, for Amy. Good job. That's a clean one. We then got Moo in 14th, we got Auto in 15th, a race to forget. Jin in 15th, another race to forget. And then we got the Audi R8 in plumb last, another race to forget. So, I will be doing some more comms. I will do it a little bit later. Give my throat half a chance to recover, since I've only just sort of managed to fix it. Keep an eye on tier 4 chat. I will let you guys know. Thank you very much, everybody. And yeah, I will see you soon.